Hey everybody! Welcome to another delightful installment of This Week in Thrifting. Today we're going to do some shopping, we're going to pick out something cool, and we're going to see if WorthPoint can help us figure out what it might be worth. So stay tuned and let's get thrifting. Alright, so I'm doing my usual thing, just hanging out in housewares, minding my own business. When what should I see out of the corner of my eye but some stoneware. Look at this. This is beautiful. I love the color, I love the glaze, I love that it still has its lid. Pick it up and it's got some really nice weight to it. It's pretty big and I really like it. And best of all, we've got a mark on the bottom. Now it's sort of hard to tell from this picture, but it does say there, we've got some text, it says Monmouth. So let's go ahead and go over to the WorthPoint app and open up marks and do a little search for Monmouth leaf, since we've got a leaf shape here in the mark. All right, here we go. We've got some results. Here we go, some different variations here. I'm gonna click on this one. And we can learn a little bit more about the piece. We've got the Western Stoneware Company, 1906 to 1985. Let's go over to the price guide just for fun and see what we can find. Let's just do kind of a basic search for Monmouth stoneware. I'm not seeing tons of options coming up that look like the one that we found, except for this crock oven here, which sold in October for $12.99. Let's do a more specific search. Let's do Monmouth stoneware crock brown. There's more options here. Another piece that looks similar to ours that sold for $24 back in September. Some more of these crocks that sold for $23, $28. So with this stoneware, it looks like the ones that have resold for the most. Ooh, check this out. $45 for something very similar to the one that we have. That's cool. That's fun. So it looks like this particular piece of stoneware could resell for anywhere from like 14 bucks all the way to $45. And it all kind of depends. Some of these two have different marks on them. They have advertising marks. They have a different type of Western stoneware mark on them. That might be a variable that kind of determines what people would be willing to pay for them. Some of these have labels, like this cookie jar, and ours doesn't have a label like that. Got a 5-quart bean pot. That's pretty cool. This bean pot has a really similar mark to the one that we have. We can see here for this picture, which is great. But again, because ours from the thrift store doesn't really have these labels attached to it, might not go for quite as much, but still, I think it's a cool find. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and get this. Now, let's say you want to just do a deeper dive into the world of stoneware. Let's go down here and click on the WorthPoint dictionary. We could do a search for Western stoneware. We've got a dictionary result we can read through. We want to just learn a little bit more about what we're dealing with. Here we've got some information about the different plants that manufactured this type of stoneware and what's happening with them today. We could also do a search for just Monmouth. Again, another dictionary result, both of them by Harry Rinker. Again, we can read up a bit more about the history. And finally, if you just want to know more about stoneware in general, just go ahead and do a more basic search for stoneware. Boom. And we can see more about all of the different types that we're dealing with, not just Western, but Red Wing and some other artisans and manufacturers as well. So this is pretty cool. Definitely a chance to learn up and do some research on this type of collectible if that's something you want to do. I found one more really cool find, quite a bit smaller. Got a baby piece of stoneware here. This Boston baked beans tiny crock. I'm just gonna do a search for Boston baked beans. See what comes up. Oh wow. So we've got some of these little tiny crocks. Although we are also getting some other kind of random items coming in here, so let's just go back and refine our search. Boston baked beans. I'm just gonna say small crock because it is pretty small. So we've got some options here. It looks like this guy is probably supposed to come with a lid. There are quite a few of them on here that do have lids, and so it's too bad that we don't have ours. Also, I will say that I did flip this piece over and take a look on the bottom. And as you can see, we do not have a mark. Instead, we have a sticker for a different company, and it also says Made in China. And that makes me think that this is probably imitation stoneware. Even so, I think that this is adorable. I want to take it home and plant a tiny little succulent in it, because I just think it's cool. Finally, before we go, let's just take a look at these two pieces side by side, just to compare this authentic piece of Western stoneware with this tiny little baked beans crock that is most likely an imitation. When we look at them more closely, we can see that the script on the Boston baked beans, it is kind of crooked. It's at an angle there. And also, just looking closer at these, you really can see a difference in the glaze. The Western stoneware, it really does have a richer, darker color to it. It also, there's something about its texture that really sets it apart. With this Boston baked beans tiny crock, it just looks, I don't know, it's like the glazed area is just a little too smooth. And to me, the color just isn't quite as pleasing. You really can see a big difference between the real deal and what seems to be a replica. Again though, I love them both and I'm taking them both home. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this little segment about stoneware. We'll be back soon with another shopping expedition. And until next time, keep thrifting.